Welcome to Non-Fiction Reviews. Oliver Sacks' Awakenings, published in 1973, is a captivating book that chronicles the stories of a group of patients who had been suffering from an encephalitic lethargica epidemic that had occurred in the 1920s and 1930s. The patients had spent decades in a catatonic state and were considered incurable until Sacks came up with a revolutionary treatment that awakened them from their stupor, albeit temporarily. Sacks was a neurologist who had been fascinated by the encephalitis lethargica since his medical school days. After joining Beth Abraham Hospital in the Bronx, he discovered that there were several patients there who were still alive and living in a catatonic state, having been afflicted by the encephalitis epidemic that had swept across Europe and America in the early 20th century. Sacks decided to try a new drug, L-DOPA, on his patients, a drug that had recently been developed for Parkinson's disease. To his amazement, the drug seemed to work, bringing many of the patients out of their catatonic states and allowing them to interact with the world around them. Sacks describes the experiences of these patients in his book, highlighting their newfound joy and the challenges they faced as they adapted to their new reality. One of the key themes in the book is the power of human connection. Sacks shows how the patients who were treated with L-DOPA were able to connect with their loved ones and the outside world in ways that they had never been able to before. They were finally able to communicate and express themselves, forming meaningful relationships with those around them. Sacks' book shows how important it is for human beings to have social connections and how these connections can help us to live more fulfilling lives. Another theme in Awakenings is the fragility of life. Sacks' patients had been struck down by a mysterious disease that had robbed them of their vitality and left them in a catatonic state for decades. Sacks' treatment offered them a temporary respite, but their newfound freedom was short-lived, and many of them eventually relapsed into their catatonic states. Sacks' book reminds us that life is precious and that we must cherish it while we have it. The book also touches on the theme of the human brain and the mysteries that still surround it. Sacks describes the complex workings of the brain and the incredible capacity it has for adaptation and change. He also discusses the limitations of our understanding of the brain and the mysteries that still elude us. Awakenings is a fascinating look at the human brain and the many mysteries that still surround it. Sacks also explores the theme of medical ethics in his book. He grapples with the question of whether it is ethical to awaken these patients from the catatonic states, given the fact that their newfound freedom was only temporary. Sacks also considers the potential side effects of the L-DOPA treatment, which could be severe in some cases. Awakenings raises important questions about the ethics of medical treatment and the need to balance the potential benefits against the potential risks. Here are 5 takeaways from the book. 1. Human connection is powerful. Sacks highlights the importance of human connection in the lives of the patients at the hospital. He notes that the patients who received more attention and care tended to have better outcomes than those who were left alone. 2. The brain is incredibly complex. The book delves into the intricacies of the brain and the numerous ways in which it can malfunction. Sacks explores the different types of encephalitis and how they can impact the brain, highlighting the complexity of neurological disorders. 3. Medical treatment can be transformative. Sacks' work with the patients at the hospital resulted in some remarkable transformations. Patients who had been catatonic for decades suddenly began to move and speak, and those who had been unable to communicate with others for years regained the ability to do so. 4. The importance of empathy. Throughout the book, Sacks shows empathy towards his patients and their struggles. He recognizes their humanity and treats them with respect and dignity, which contributes to their healing process. 5. There is still much to be learned about the brain. Despite the advancements in neuroscience, there is still much that is unknown about the brain and how it works. Sacks' work highlights the need for continued research and exploration into the complexities of the brain and its many functions. In conclusion, Awakenings is a fascinating book that explores a wide range of themes, including the power of human connection, the fragility of life, the mysteries of the brain, and medical ethics. Sacks' book is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the power of medical science to transform lives. It is a must-read for anyone interested in the human brain, medicine, and the mysteries of the human experience. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more content on non-fiction. Let us know in the comments what other non-fiction books you like to see on our channel.